Hey, how's it going, you guys? Today I'm bringing you another video. This time it's going to be a guide on Elise and how to play her in the jungle. So first up, I'm going to talk about her runes real quick. You want to go Electrocute, really good early game versus the Dark Harvest that some people like to go. Dark Harvest more for a late game. Elise is an early game champion. So I recommend the Electrocute. Same reason why you would go Cheap Shot and Absolute Focus. You want to be one-shotting people as soon as possible, and these two really help with that. The Cheap Shot, you hit the cocoon, they're pretty much dead. Absolute Focus, she has a pretty good clear, a nice healthy clear. So with that, you can just one-shot people because most of the time you're going to be over 70% health. The rest you can kind of play around with, but these are the ones that I prefer. Also, another thing that I recommend is the attack speed. This really helps with your early clear, helps out your spiderlings, keeps you healthier in the early game. Alright, now onto our items. Alright, so here are the items that I like to go on Elise. I like to start off with the Hunter's Machete, Refillable Pot, and a Ward. The Hunter's Machete is really good for her because she doesn't really have any AoE abilities. The only one that she does have is her W in human form. And other than that, she has single target abilities, so you're not going to be getting that burn effect on that you get with the talisman. Also, she doesn't really use too much mana. In spider form, she doesn't use any mana, and then you're not really going to be using your cocoon while you're fighting camps. So it's a lot better. Also, your spiderlings and your attack speed from your W while you're in spider form. With that extra attack speed, help you get those auto attacks off, and you just get a healthier clear out of it. So early items, these are you want to get your boots, your upgraded jungle item, trying to get that CDR, some extra AP, and of course a ward, a control ward, just to get vision. You want to have your basics covered down. You want to have that movement speed to clear faster, to gank more. And even now, like, you don't really do too much damage. You just want to have that like pressure. But once you start building into your core items, that's when you start to like just one shot kids. Um, this new item, well, they just not a new item, but they recently buffed it so that it's cheaper, so you get that power spike earlier. Really good for Elise because you want to be closing out the games a lot earlier. Sorc shoes and the Oblivion Orb from Morellonomicon give you that magic penetration that you need to really like start bursting people down. This is pretty much all you really need to get to like win on Elise. After this, you don't really want to be going too much further because that's your strongest point in the game. You're just one-shotting people. Like they're not tanky enough to withstand all your damage. So after these items, you don't really want to be like going too much further. But yeah, these are the items just in case the game does go a little bit further. The two items that I really recommend are the Zanyas and the Banshee's Veil. They keep you really safe. Zanyas and your Repel keep you invulnerable for a really long time. And then Banshee's Veil helps you from like the Lux and the Morgana binds, you don't want to be getting hit by those. Um, and then these two items, the Rylai's and Leandra's Torment, they work well together. Also, they make you really tanky because of all the health that they give you. Rabadons I don't really recommend unless you're just like popping off, like you're just absolutely destroying. She doesn't really build too much AP to really to benefit from the 100% or 120% or whatever it is that, oh no, 40%, sorry, the 40% that you increase your ability power by. Um, Also, it's a really expensive item. So yeah, you'd just be better off, going other items. And Void Staff is if they're like stacking MR. So yeah, that's pretty much it for her items. You want to just kind of end games on these items. You don't want to be going too much further. And yeah, just onto some gameplay. All Alright, so now we're going to be starting off with the in-game guide for Elise. And so the first ability that you want to be leveling up on her is your W. And you usually want to start the bottom buff with your bot lane clear. It just helps out to clear it a lot faster and healthier. So first you want to start in human form, and send out your little spider. And then auto attack it from a distance, and then go into your spider form when the blue buff comes to you, and let your little spiders tank. Your W serves as an auto attack reset, so it helps to auto attack, then press W, and then go into it. Here you want to just finish off the buff with your spider form, because you don't want to be wasting too much mana, and then also when you start the Gromp, you want to have your human abilities up. Because as you know, your human abilities do more damage the higher health that the buff is. So here you want to just do the same exact thing, kind of kite it out, and when it comes up to you, you go into spider form, and you let your spiders tank. And here, just same thing. And then with your Q, you want to smite the buff first, and then Q it, so then you get the health, but then also you get that execute damage, and here you're pretty much full health. And that's without using any refillable pots. Now you want to go into the wolves, do the same exact thing. You want to kill the smaller wolves first, usually easier, and also a healthier clear. And then also your spiders will help you sustain off of the bigger one, so you pretty much stay full health. Now here you want to kind of go into human form and kite it out while walking to your red buff. Now you want to get your red buff, and then after the red buff, you want to either, after the red buff, you're going to be level 3. You're going to either want to go for a gank, or you're going to want to go for the scuttle crab. Yeah, so if there's no gank, gotta go for that scuttle crab. Usually the enemy jungler will be there to contest it. If you can land your cocoon, it's pretty much a free kill. If you can't hit your cocoon, there's no point really fighting them. You can't, unless it's a really weak jungler early. Here I'm going in to see where the jungler's at. There's no gank, so I'm kind of trying to see where the jungler's at right now, before I take the scuttle, free scuttle. Alright, so now after getting the scuttle crab, I go into the enemy jungle because my laners still have priority. And I run into the Diana here at her Gromp. And I know I can fight her because Elise is very strong early and Diana is kind of weak. But she decides to run away, so I just take the Gromp from her. And after that she decides to chase me for some reason. I'm not really sure why. But I could just go into human form here and hit her with an easy cocoon. She's walking right at me. You want to Q, auto attack, W. I didn't have my W because I used it on the Gromp, but I just go into spider form, auto attack her to death with my W. Q her when she gets low, and here she flashes away, and then all you have to do is repel up, go on to her. Now, she's under tower, but I decide to auto attack her, W, and that would kill her if she didn't shield, but either way, we get her her flash, and yeah, overall, that's pretty much your bread and butter combo for anything. Hit the cocoon, use your abilities, spider form, use your abilities. Should be able to kill anybody early game, and most squishies through the late game. And yeah, that's alright, so with Elise, since she's an early game jungler, you really need to be pushing out the ganks and trying to get your team ahead or yourself ahead before it gets into the late game, because you can't really assassinate too many people late game when they're all grouped up and stuff. So another example of a gank here, and it's kind of a different type of gank, is the cleanup gank. So right here, my mid laner just got into a fight with their mid laner, and the other enemy mid laner is still really low, and she decides to push the wave. So now, what you want to be doing, so I see that she stays, and I see that it's a free kill. So what you want to do is when they're low on health like this, you want to go in with your spider form, because your spider form does more damage the less health they have. And also usually when they see you, they try to, you know, run away. So what you want to do is walk in with your spider form, repel on top of them, and then just Q and try to finish them off. If they flash away or whatever, you go into your human form and you hit them with the cocoon and just finish them off with that. So here you see, just repel on top of her, and she's pretty much a sitting duck right here. She auto attacks me, whatever, can't do anything. And that's it. That's how you clean up gank. It's pretty much the opposite of the regular gank when they're on full health, because this way you want to execute them as fast as possible, and even if they do flash away, you still have your cocoon after. So yeah, that's pretty much the second way to gank on. Alright, so now, like I said before, with Elise you want to be putting pressure, constant pressure. So right after that gank mid, I decide to go into the enemy jungle. I know that a red buff just spawned, so she's probably going to be there to take it. So here she is, she's taking the buff. She uses most of her abilities on the buff, so it should be a really easy fight. She's also less health than me, a lower level than me, and she's right in front of me. So that's an easy cocoon right there. I hit her with it, use all my abilities on her, and just spider form. And she can't do anything. She can't fight me. And here I just run her down. Q, she's super low. She gets under the tower, and then this is when you go into human form and just auto attack her from a range. Instead of just chasing her down, I wasn't going to be able to catch her before she got into the tower. So all I do is just auto attack her right here, dead. Simple, you know, you just want to keep pushing plays. Like for example, I knew that she was going to be at the red. It's easy kill. And just constantly be having pressure, because you want to have the game over within, you know, a couple minutes. You don't want it to go past the 20 or like 30-minute mark. So yeah, now let's see how you play the late game on. Alright, so now here in the late game, you want to be grouping with your team more, and trying to look for picks with Elise. Like Elise is very strong to get picks with your cocoon. So here I've just finished cleaning up the blue buff, whatever, cleaning up my jungle. I'm still with my team, like in the area. Now, here, Diana, I'm not really sure what she was doing here, but it's pretty much a free kill right here. You want to just, even though I missed the cocoon, it's still a free kill. It just shows you how much, you know, power the Elise has. And this Diana actually like started getting a lot of kills like later on in the game, so she's in a pretty good spot right now. You can see here, yeah, you just want to be getting off picks and then fighting team fights with your team. There I land a nice cocoon. He's dead. So now here, well, we gotta go back to catch the Garen, but that's pretty much how you want to be playing the late game, picking off people, fighting team fights, pushing objectives. And then in team fights in general, like just 5v5s, you can't really be assassinating people, because if not, everybody's going to collapse on you. So usually what you want to do is protect your carry with the cocoon. If a tank or an assassin tries to run at them, you hit them with the cocoon, burst them down, and then you can fight the 4v5. Or if like a squishy walks up too much, you hit them with the cocoon, another easy kill. Another really nice play with the Elise is like if a dragon or Baron's about to come up, just sitting in a bush, well, sweeping, sitting in a bush and waiting for them to come. Squishy's gonna walk up, or even a tank, like you just hit them with the cocoon, burst them down, and that's a free objective. So I hope this guide helped you guys learn how to play Elise a little bit better, more efficiently. Hope you guys you know, bring up your wins. And yeah, if you guys liked the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.